The name Salem, Massachusetts, is often synonymous with supernatural magic. The actual events of 1692 were a grim, earthly tragedy. The historical record is clear. There were 0 witches in Salem. Every person brought into the chaotic courtroom was completely innocent. Study the actual documents, and the reality feels darker. These were defenseless people who were executed for an absolute lie. Any honest look at 1692 centers on the murder of those innocent people. Turning their deaths into our entertainment presents a significant moral problem. Walk down Essex Street in October, and you see how that tragedy has evolved. The town operates as a year-round tourist convention, celebrating the witchcraft its victims were falsely accused of. For anyone invested in history, this looks like a gross marginalization of the truth in exchange for profit. Modern adaptations like WGN series Salem rely heavily on extreme Gothic horror and sexuality, entirely disconnected from the actual Puritan victims. Media like this keeps a 300-year-old myth alive by portraying the accused as having actual supernatural powers. By perpetuating that fiction, modern pop culture takes advantage of a group of people who couldn't defend themselves in life and cannot defend themselves now. Salem faces an uncomfortable paradox. Without the aggressive exploitation of its history for entertainment, the town would likely disappear from public consciousness entirely. The 1960s sitcom Bewitched redirected Salem's path, providing the town with a pop culture identity that remains its primary economic driver. When the show filmed a multi-episode arc about a witches' convention in Salem, it birthed the massive modern tourism industry the town relies on today. A goofy television sitcom did more to keep the physical memory of Salem alive than centuries of quiet, respectful academic archiving. We often give a pass to serious art, yet universally respected works like Arthur Miller's The Crucible veer heavily into pure fiction. Writers like Catherine Howe show that you can mix fact and fiction to skirt the edge of history without destroying the underlying reality. Bringing in controversial artists known for shock, like Marilyn Manson, can inject a surprising amount of intelligence and meaning into the historical madness. Scary fiction acts as an entry point. It captures an audience's attention and drives them to seek out authentic physical artifacts and true-to-life reenactments. A narrative that blends Gothic fiction with history acts as an essential hook, creating the interest that leads the public to explore the real locations and artifacts of 1692. Pop culture steps in because historians often struggle to tell the truth in a way that feels emotionally compelling to a wide audience. That failure to connect creates a narrative vacuum. Artists inevitably step in to fill that empty space with sensational storytelling. Inside that space, real historical figures are repurposed as narrative tools. It allows modern viewers to watch historical villains finally receive a satisfying fictional comeuppance. Dismissing these inaccuracies as a history snob means missing why human beings use storytelling to process large-scale tragedy. A functioning culture requires both disciplines. We need the historian to tell us who we were, and we rely on the